that, and that is the Ace of Swords. So I'd like to just tune into any channel messages for you. Okay, so first they want to talk about the stem cell research and what you're doing. So they're taking me like right into your energy field. And essentially, they are drawing attention to your spine. And sometimes with the um, when we when we're energetically upgrading into a what I like to say, like we're born with like our human DNA, but I think when we come in with a I'd like to say like a higher level, or like kind of what you would say is like a starseed type energetic DNA that gets activated, in which it's connected to source. And so I believe that there is a large amount of activation actually happening, and you'll be able to feel it up your spine. And so a lot of the movement to your brain is being affected by this large activated up your spine. And so I'm curious if, number one, I think the stem cell research is going to give you some information that will be helpful within the like medical world, which is great because, like, Western medicine, I'm not against Western medicine, but there's also something that I feel would be greatly effective for you if you haven't tried acupuncture. I think that finding a very specialized acupuncturist that works with stroke survivors and actually using some, um, like I want to say, like the needles in the acupuncture up your spine, you're going to feel relief. It's actually going to provide you with a lot of physical relief. And when you ask, like, will I recover? Will I fully recover 100%? Um, there's like, I want to say there's no such thing. Just like after, let's say, somebody comes up out. Very clear about the intentions of you moving forward with your physical body. And I understand that you know that. But you're asking, like, will I have mobility in the way I used to? Will I? And the answer to that is not in the exact same way in which you had it, although as you recover more and more, and as they bring through more available research, you will find modalities that will help you increase your mobility, number one, and also pain reduction. And the pain reduction, again, up into the spine, like the base of your brain, basically, like at the base part of like your skull. I feel so much there. And that is a high activation spot too, actually. And so this, even the visuals of this card, if you want to look at the visuals of this card, like there's so much happening in the brain here. And so although you're very much affected by the stroke, there is a large amount of activation that's actually happening up through the the back of your spine that moves all the way up and then into your brain. And like right here where you'd see the pineal gland, um, it there's a large activation happening. So actually, this was um, like I have a lot of compassion, obviously, for the physical ramifications of the stroke, but also this was the like deep impact of an activation that happened from like your I want to say like galactic activation as well. And so when you say a star seed, I really feel like you've had some deep connections to like a galactic family. And if this is new to you, if you've never actually worked in the galactics before and really like connected into like our galactic friends, you're deeply connected, like deeply, deeply connected, and they show up for you a lot. I feel like this is just validation for you because I really feel like you've already known that and that you've actually communicated a lot with your galactic family. Um, I'm just tuning in to see what I actually kind of see an array of different beings. I don't know if you've ever like connected in with a mantis being. It almost looks like a praying mantis, but it's a galactic being. You have one close by that helps you with maneuvering through your physical human body because you're not quite used to being in the human. Like this might be one of your very first times being human, to be honest. And if you grew up feeling like you're constantly adjusting to the humanness of your life, the physical humanness, this is why. And that can be like emotionally, that can be physically, that can be in relationships, that can be like cause and effect where you're like, why do you humans make it so much more difficult than it has to be? Like where you're constantly adjusting, like almost like making notes in your head about, okay, this is how they do things. Okay, I guess this is how we do things. When it hasn't really naturally like come naturally to you because deep into your like soul's cosmic connection, you actually are aligned into a higher level consciousness through the galactic. So I see like a few um like I want to say they look like galactic. I call them galactic friends. People can call them alien beings. If this is really new to you and you think this sounds a little bit out there, then I would be surprised because I feel like you've had some encounters and you can feel that you probably aren't from here. And that I can just tell you this, the more that you allow this to come through, the easier it is for you. Like the more that you invite this to be a part of your life, the easier it is to like meet other people that experience the same thing and really be open and call in your galactic family because they're with you all the time and they're helping you maneuver through this. They're really drawing attention to the acupuncture part that is going to help alleviate some of the pressure that you feel in your body. And they do a lot up, they're showing me them doing a lot of like work up your spine. Okay, so, and when you sit in meditation and you connect to your star being, or your star family, feel like that connection is coming through the top of your head, moving all the way through the intricacies, all the dendritic connections through your brain, all the way down your brain stem, connecting in to your spine, which is what is the activated um, DNA, the activated higher consciousness, light being DNA that has been activated down your spine, and feel that like it's almost like you look at the human DNA helix, it's like that but like 12 stem, you know what I mean? Like it's like, and it's glowing and it's like it's got like colors very much like this, like activating down your spine. And so if you visualize that and you feel like you get the juices flowing and you get that movement in it all the way down through your tailbone down in and like rooting into earth to bring you like more grounded and connected to earth, and then all the way back up, and then you have that like 12 spiral helix kind of rolling around your spine, that actually helps movement for you. It's actually going to help your movement. So this is a really strong message coming for you before I even look at the cards, okay? So I want to see now what the cards have to say as far as, okay, it doesn't matter. Peace. Oh, you are so ready for some peace in your life for sure. Observer, okay? And then a leg up. Okay, so this is great. So first, they have the peace, which is an amazing card because peace not only comes with like the sense of peace, which I know you're looking for. I know you're craving that peace, but also there's the egg, which signifies your new life. And a lot of times when we have these really big physical changes in our life, it's actually the awakening of the new level consciousness and how your physical body reacts. Um, I want to say this with a lot of compassion, to be honest, is how it feels coming through on a galactic level is that your activation that came through was so strong that it really deeply affected your physical body. And I actually have seen this before where it's happened, where it's come through like heart or like almost like a burning sensation or migraines or seizures or strokes that happen when the energy is too strong. And so they're trying to balance out the energy that is in your system through your higher level activation, if this makes sense. Um, and you will be moving again. You will definitely be moving again once it's almost like once things start to balance out and the machine starts working again in a more functional way. So they'll what they find with their research, your stem cell research, is going to help on a very physical way with the like Western medicine, and that's great. I really strongly advise that this is going to be great for you for physically getting your mobility back for sure, and information, and that's really great for you. There will be like when you do some alternative, and so okay, so that's what they're saying is the leg up is actually receiving help, right? That's like this is all about you receiving help and you allowing some help to come your way, and then you can be relieved a little bit from having to do it all on your own. A leg up comes as an opportunity for help. And then the observer, which is really beautiful, they're drawing attention to the actual fox who's on top of an egg as well. So we got two eggs here. So one egg is on the observer, and then the other egg is in your piece. And so this is really cool because, again, it's about the like the rebirth. It's about you seeing and watching and observing this new level consciousness. You have cracked open in order to form this like new life, and you're going to need a little bit of help. They're like, we're sending you help. Actually, we're sending you help so that you can be able to start regulating your system in this higher level consciousness, and like look for things that have changed completely, like almost like newfound understandings, or where you have different abilities now that you didn't used to before. You'll have definitely a higher level attunement to spirit. So you're probably a lot more psychic than you used to be because that's part of the activation. You'll probably be able to bring through some channels from these light beings that are working with you from your star family. So another thing is the observer looking up into space, right up at the stars. It's like he's observing his star family. They're saying, observe what comes through with this new life and take the help that comes your way. Really see what shows up with some traditional style medicine as well as Western style medicine. So you will do the research, but it's also really good to find an energy worker, someone who's a really great healer that you get like names from, that is like tried, tested, and true healer. Um, and the peace that comes with your new life, essentially a new life, is what's happening, is absolutely like a finally, like that's how it feels. It's like, oh, finally. It's really huge. Like it's a really big deal. Okay. We have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the extremes of life. Oh my God. Like, and then this is the fall into my arms is about the universe being able to like hold you. This is, it goes with a leg up, fall into my arms, surrender to, and then you see up here is these higher level beings, and they're helping, they're orchestrating this whole new um, paradigm for you, and the amount of trust that comes with it, and that's required from you is, and I feel like a peace. I feel a sense of peace where before, if this would have happened before and you weren't as connected and understanding into your soul's mission, so to speak, that it would be a lot harder. And not to say that it's not difficult. Like sometimes you can find yourself being like, what the hell is going on? Like, why did this happen? Like, where am I going with this? What is, what is happening? What am I supposed to do? So the whole idea for that is like, first observe your thoughts, yes, but then call up your guidance team and then receive the help. This is all about the receiving help, okay? All pathways home, inner authority, intuition, and trust your gaze within. So this is about your journey towards your, like, your whole intuitive, your activation. Like, you're going to be working in what almost feels like an entirely new world, a new way of being, in this higher level consciousness. So it's almost like you went through, you had to get used to being human and like get used to the whole human thing before you could have that big activation. Because if you had the activation too soon, you'd be like, I'm out of here, I'm going home. But you have to be here. So they're like, okay, no, we can't connect you too much to your star family, or else you're going to just be like, I'm going home, I'm not staying for this. So you had to stay here and get used to humanhood until they woke you up and activated why you're here. Okay? And trust the timing. How beautiful is that? Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So that's exactly what I was talking about before I flipped over the card. Is that the timing of this had to occur when it did, so that you didn't take off too soon, where you didn't choose to leave Earth because you're like, I'm out. This place sucks, But it's not. It's beautiful. It's amazing, but it doesn't feel like home. The stars feel like home, and I get that. I very much get that. But you are very much protected from your council that is helping you, and you have an array. Like, there's a blue being. Like I said, there's a mantis being. I have some like what look like Arcturian or Syrians. Like, you have a whole council, and they are helping in their higher level. They're very, very articulate. They're very like smart, and like, it's a council. Like, if you've ever talked to somebody before and you're like, and they're kind of like thrown off a little bit by the energy surrounding you, it's probably the council that was standing there. And it's like, you get that standoffishness where people don't really understand that. And then you're kind of like, oh yeah, that's right, I have to be human, I have to like do the things that humans are really, really uh like they feel comfortable with. So the timing of this and the timing of your activation, and you coming into yourself more, is actually going to be more of a relief than it used to be, where you kind of felt like an imposter in a human body. Whereas now you understand that you had to borrow the human body in order to be here on Earth, in order to do what you need to do here. Okay. And I know you're like, okay, I understand this, the activation, all the weird shit that's happened. I'm figuring that all out. But like, what is the purpose? And oh, we will get there. Okay. So we got King of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. Look at this. This is self-awareness and your ability to be comfortable in your heart space, your emotional heart space. And Ten of Pentacles is that the happiness and the togetherness of what feels like the love bond. So yes, family, but also like soul family, where you can like, once you come here and you're like, okay, I don't feel like I have to work so hard. It means like your emotional intelligence is high, is very high, and you're very self-assured about this. So this is all kind of like the results. Look at this, the Nine of Cups. That's all about like prosperity, and like she's jumping, and of course gender has nothing to do with it, but like leaping. And then I'm drawn to the shininess through the heart space, right? The cups. And cups is very much about that satisfaction of um all the things. Like, it's like material, but also like emotional, and where you feel like, yes, I can finally feel secure about this and happy. And then the Ten of Wands at the end, that's brilliant, because that is the end of a cycle. This means it's the end of a cycle, putting down all of the heavy weight. And that's what the Ten of Wands indicates, is that she's putting down all these heavy weights and she's lighting the path for the next person. Say, hey, I've been carrying these burdens for a really long time, and now I'm done carrying them. And it's so beautiful because when it's at the end, at the very end of your pull, that indicates the completion. 10 is completion. So you no longer have to carry the weight and the burdens of the why and the like, am I going to be okay? Am I like, this is all such a brilliant representation of how successful this path is for you. And I don't mean successful just like financially, obviously. I mean successful emotionally through love. And I know that was one of your questions. And truthfully, when I was like tuning into your next lover, um, I mean, this indicates happiness within the home, and the King of Cups being really connected to his heart space and open to receive. So that all looks good. But in all honesty, they are not giving me anything about that because your um, draw to that love is for yourself right now, and for your healing journey, and for your activation. And actually, the people in which you meet on your healing journey, like I really do see you like becoming a part of like a group. I don't know if it's stroke survivor group, or if it's a group of people that come together with healing, and but it's really like spiritually focused. So you can see if there's a sound meditation, or if there's like sound healing groups that, so like maybe take a look to see what's offered in your area, because I really feel like that is the fall into my arms. Trust that your guidance team is guiding you to this, is bringing you to places. See, the peace and the observer, that's the egg, you being cracked open into this new life, and this being at the end being like, that's when you drop all the heaviness, and when you can truly and honestly say like, no more. I'm done with the long um drawn out burdens of not knowing where the hell I'm going or why I'm going this way. Like, what is my purpose, right? Your purpose is to get cracked open, and that's this is the card of the physical card of the transpiring of what happened physically from the well, I gotta say, from the stroke, and how that was like such a huge energy activation, right? And that's not something you're going to tell doctors, right? You're not going to go to a doctor and be like, I know why I had a stroke was because I had such huge energy activation from my galactic team. Like, I mean, I would never say that. I would never encourage you to say that. But like, that's what happens actually a lot. And I'm not saying that physically it didn't happen by me saying that. I think very much it did. And so that then having to do the healing afterwards is really important. But the more that you can lean in and receive the help and surrender to it, the easy, and like, look at all this shining in, like it's all coming in towards you. And this is all like you being able to embrace and enjoy everything that comes forward because of it. It's really important, and it's joyous. Like, I see from now forward how much more joy you experience because you find your team, because you woke up to the realization of who you are. And a big part of the activation is you being able to bring the light in, bring the light in so that you can bring people together of similar experiences, so that you can connect with people in order to like absolutely celebrate the exceptional um, offerings that you can have here on earth, where it hasn't necessarily felt like that forever. This is what's coming. This is what's here for you, which is unbelievable. And so purpose driven, very much about coming into your power. Purpose of this activation right now, especially because we're having such a wake up of the collective. The collective is waking up to this higher level consciousness, right? And so for you to be activated right now is for you to work alongside fellow light beings from your team that you're about to meet, by the way, if you haven't started already. And so that this I see is very much with your soul family, so that you can be collectively activated and you can make a big difference instead of what felt like a solo ride, right? A solo ride carrying all this unknowing, going through paths on your own. And it's like, no, that's done now. That's your reading. Yeah, that's what they wanted to bring forward. It's really very quick. It was very clear. Um, yeah, so really look out for any kind of support. So that is physically and also emotionally. Find your groups, find your people, and know that this is over now. We can be done with this. You're not on your own anymore. And this is really setting you up to find your soul family, and then it really feels like that oneness. It's really, really beautiful. So yeah, thank you so much for trusting me with this energy. It's such beautiful energy, and I really appreciate um, the openness and your willingness for me to be able to tap into your energy and talk to your guide.